I'm sure we've all had the experience of making a puzzle, of getting around a table, putting the pieces together, and just seeing how it turns out and putting in the effort to get that full picture created, which I think ties us nicely to this quote for today. We can't skip ahead to reconciliation without first recognizing the truth in all its forms. And I interpreted this quote to mean that we need the full picture of something to truly understand what it means. And we can see this to be true for two key reasons. One, there may be missing pieces. Going back to that example of the puzzle, if you don't have every piece of the puzzle in there, you don't know exactly what the picture is going to look like. And two, there may be an incomplete intention behind whatever is being looked at. This can be seen by looking at someone's actions and seeing that if you don't exactly know where they're coming from or what their goal is, you're not going to understand what their intention is behind that particular action. So let's start with that first example. There may be missing pieces. Again, tying back to the puzzle, there may literally be missing pieces to a puzzle. You cannot reconcile the entirety of the puzzle without finding each singular piece. Each of those pieces is a truth to a whole, as truth is in more general things in life. You can also look at a book or something that has a big twist at the end, a film. Take, for example, the movie Shutter Island, a very popular film starring Leonardo DiCaprio, with a very famous twist at the end that puts the truth on its head. To fully understand the film, you have to recognize the truth from before the twist, what you've been shown from that perspective, and the truth after the twist. By reconciling those two truths, by putting them together, you get the full picture. It's a horrifying full picture if you've seen the movie, but you get the full picture by reconciling those two viewpoints, those two perspectives. So we see now that you truly cannot know something without finding all the missing pieces, without taking it as a whole. On to the second point now. The intention may be incomplete. Let's look at just the actions of an individual. Let's say that a friend of yours or someone you know does something that you don't like. Let's say that they say something that you interpret rudely. You think that they were rude to you. But there may be an incomplete intention there, that you're not reconciling the truth of what their intention was. That their intention might have been to joke, or it might have just been something that came out of their mouth wrong. When in truth, yes, they said something that you did not like, but their intention behind it wasn't the same. The truth of that intention needs to be recognized to find that whole picture. We can also look at movies, or again, at movies, even something that is bad in its whole, you cannot really say that it's bad until you find the full intention. Let's take a very famously bad movie such as Morbius. This movie was memed on for being bad. This movie was made fun of for being so bad. But really, could anyone judge that the movie was in its whole terrible and bad until they had seen it through to the end? Maybe there's something in those last bits of the movie that turns it around completely. There wasn't, I've seen it, but let's say that there was. You wouldn't be getting the complete intention of the director without seeing it through to its end. This can be seen in classic literature too, like the Iliad, the foundational book for the Western tradition of literature, in which there can be an incomplete intention if you don't look at it as a whole. Book 10 of the Iliad is often cited as something that is not supposed to, that many people think does not fit, that shouldn't be in there because it has a different tone than many of the rest of the books. Honor seems thrown out in that book, as Odysseus and Diomedes slaughter people in their camps without honor. However, ignoring that book is not looking at the full intention of the picture. You have to reconcile that chapter with the other ones to fully get the picture. So that returns us to our quote from today. We can't skip ahead to reconciliation without first recognizing the truth, which means that we need to have the full picture of something to truly understand what it means.